Spain sent Ukraine an air defense system, ammunition and armored vehicles. This was reported by the Ministry of Defense of Spain, writes European Truth, with reference to El País. The military aid shipment includes about 20 armored vehicles, 75 pallets of field artillery ammunition and a full air defense battery, as well as 1,000 tons of diesel, worth an estimated €2.5 million. Both the armored car and ammunition are already in the possession of the Ukrainian authorities. In addition to weapons, a cargo of 30,000 military uniforms for the winter, 15,600 jackets, 15,000 suits and several thousand pieces of additional clothing has been prepared, for an urgent request. Shipping is scheduled for September. Ukrainian ambassador to Spain Serhiy Pohoriltsev, however, noted that Kyiv is most interested in deliveries of 155 mm howitzers and 122 mm mortars, which he has already informed the Spanish government about. The process is not easy, but we are working and very grateful, he said. Spain will also train the Ukrainian military in the operation of an anti-aircraft battery, and will also train Ukrainian Air Force personnel in an ally country, the name of which was not indicated in the Ministry of Defense. Recall, on Independence Day of Ukraine, the United States announced an additional $2.98 billion military aid package for the Ukrainian armed forces. The administration of U.S. President Joe Biden plans in the coming weeks to announce a long-term military mission to support Ukraine and appoint a general in charge of providing aid and training to the Ukrainian military. According to European Truth, this is stated in the publication of the Wall Street Journal. The announcement of a military operation means its official recognition, and also indicates that the United States is planning long-term financing of support for Ukraine and the participation of the American military in this process, which, in particular, can reward for this. The election of a general, who is expected to have 2 or 3 stars, reflects the creation of a command center responsible for coordinating efforts. This is different from the predominantly temporary measures that have provided military training and assistance to Ukrainians in recent years, the WSJ notes. The changes in the parameters of Washington's support for Kyiv became known when the United States on Ukraine's Independence Day announced an additional $2.98 billion military aid package for the Ukrainian armed forces. According to the Pentagon, the new package includes 6 additional National Advanced Air Defense Missile Systems (NASAMS) with additional ammunition, up to 245,155 caliber rounds and up to 65,000 rounds up to 120 mortars. It is noted that since January 2021, the United States has allocated more than $13.5 billion for security assistance to Ukraine. In total, the U.S. has committed more than $15.5 billion to Ukraine's security since 2014. As a result of a missile attack on the village of Chaplino in the Dnipropetrovsk region, 25 people were killed, and rescue and search operations have been completed. Source: Deputy Head of the Office of the President Kyrylo Timoshenko on Telegram, Head of the Board of JSC Ukrzaliznytsia Alexander Kamyshin on Telegram. Timoshenko's direct speech: rescue and search operations have been completed in the village of Chaplino. As a result of the shelling of the residential sector in the railway station, 25 people were killed, 2 of them were children. Details: he specified that an 11-year-old boy died under the rubble of a house, another 6-year-old child, during a fire in a car near the railway station. Another 31 people were injured in the impact. Later, Kamyshin clarified that 3 railway workers were among the dead. Among the 31 wounded, 2 children and 4 railway workers. Background: on August 24, President Volodymyr Zelensky announced that during a missile attack on the Chaplino railway station in the Dnipropetrovsk region, 22 people were killed and about 50 were injured. Ukraine received 800 Revolver 860 short-range bomber drones from Taiwan. This was reported by Bild on Thursday, August 25, without citing sources. Such a drone can carry up to 8 60mm mortar rounds. He throws them off thanks to a rotating drum, like a revolver. When fully loaded, the drone can fly up to 20 kilometers in 40 minutes. There is no official confirmation of this information yet. As a result of the actions of the invaders, for the first time in history, the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant was completely disconnected from the power grid. Source: Energoatom on Telegram. Literally, on August 25, due to fires at the ash dumps of the Zaporizhzhia TPP, located near the Zaporizhzhia NPP, the last 4th communication line of the Zaporozhye NPP with the energy system of Ukraine, the 750 kV overhead line of the Zaporozhye NPP, Dniprovskaya, was twice disconnected. 3 other communication lines were previously damaged during Russian shelling. Details. As a result, 2 operating power units of the station were disconnected from the network. Energodom notes that this is the first complete shutdown of ZNPP from the power grid in the history of the plant. So far, the energy system of Ukraine provides for its own needs of nuclear power plants and power supply through the ZNPP communication line, Zaporizhzhia TPP. Employees of the station are launching operations to connect one of the power units to the network. Energodom added that there are no comments on the operation of automation and security systems yet. Background. On August 25, it became known that in the Russian-occupied Energodar, where the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant is located, there was no power supply after the shelling. Melitopol, Kherson and some settlements of the Kherson region were de-energized.